Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell again, and we're here with the EWR update for December and the start of January. So that's into 2015 now, and as you can see, what's that? Monday Night Impact? That's right, we finally got our second TV show, and it just happened to be the NBC gave us a primetime slot, and we decided, you know what? We're going to go head to head against the WWE in Monday Night Raw, and we're going to put the WWE out of business. So first off, Kurt Angle says it's an absolute delight to be back on Monday Night Television live. That's his interview promo. We then have a segment where Christopher Daniels turns face. But he's not Christopher Daniels anymore. He'll be debuting as Curryman. We then have Grado and Abyss on a bizarre angle before the boy Creed defeats Pete Williams. A couple of more kind of just decent matches to put on a good show for our first time back in television on a Monday. Samoa Joe beating Cabana, Serena Deeb beating Mercedes Martinez and Gaspard over Jeff Hardy. We then debut Matt and Nick Jackson. The Young Bucks are here and they defeat the Briscoe brothers in their TNA return, since they were originally in TNA a few years ago. Kevin Steen and Chris Hero attack each other again. Austin Aries defeats James Storm in the main event before we see Team Canada ambush Kurt Angle. And the best news out of this show, if I can just quickly drag this over, you'll be able to see here, Sophie has told me for the first week we won the head-to-head battle with Raw in the ratings, so we are now, we've won it a couple of weeks in a row now, hashtag spoiler. But I mean, that's a great start for our first time on live television on a Monday night. Next up, we've still got Wipeout. I just booked 8 segments just to try and get through December as quick as possible. I wanted to get to January so we could do the roster split, since we finally had 2 shows. Obviously with the booking plan up to a version of Wrestlemania coming up, I didn't want to split the roster up just now, so I thought if we get through this month quickly, can get to January, we can split it in 2 and we can put a lot of people forward from there. So with Kevin Steen and Hero in another brawl, Austin Aries defeats Kurt Angle. I think that was an early title match we had because the title was losing a bit of prestige. Shad Gaspard defeats Jeff Hardy. Grado's old friend from Scottish Wrestling ICW, Wolfgang, makes his debut. Don't know if we'll make them a tag team, though Wolfgang has some good attributes. Serena Deeb defeats Mercedes Martinez. Eric Young defeats Curryman. Samoa Joe just goes around beating up people before we have a triple threat ladder match for the tag titles, the Guns, the Briscoes and the Young Bucks to end the show. Our second time on Monday nights was seen an Austin Aries interview. We then have Daniels and Eric Young. I think Eric Young assaulted Curryman. Grado and Wolfgang just walk about backstage before losing to the Hollywood Hotshots. Note to self, never book them against each other again. Cheerleader leader Melissa this time takes the chance to beat Mercedes Martinez, and the Briscoes beat the Young Bucks. We then have Samoa Joe beating Cabana. Steen again beats his retribution on Chris Hero before Austin Aries defeats Kurt Angle again in the main event. And again, to kind of continue the feud between them, Serena Deeb takes the time to beat Mercedes Martinez this time. We have the Team Canada attack the Cowboy James Storm again. A phenomenal match where Gresham gets put over by Prince Devitt. Nick Jackson beats Mark Briscoe just to give kind of singles competition for one of the Young Bucks. We have Samoa Joe and Shad destroy Cabana and Jeff Hardy. Kevin Steen beat Chris Hero again, and then we have Austin Aries again against Kurt Angle. I think the title was really struggling at this point, so I just kept making title matches just to up its prestige. On at the 15th, again, Kazarian job into Zack Ryder. We have an Angle teasing a bit of tension between the bitches with attitude. Prince Devitt defeats Curryman this time. Backstage we have Bad Bones attack Abyss. I think I've actually released Abyss because we had nothing for him. Nick Jackson lures out Jay Briscoe and the Guns attack him. We then have the Colt Cabana show where Chris Hero and Kevin Steen have a wee heated debate. Samoa Joe squashes John Morrison before Bobby Roode's over Kurt Angle and James Storm defeats the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries. On to Wipeout now. We get the 10 segments here. Again, Wolfgang and Grado open the show. We then debut Bad Bones' new manager, Ixana. We give Rich Swann some action against Prince Devitt. Shad attacks Jeff Hardy backstage before the Briscoe brothers take on the Young Bucks. A couple of interviews before Samoa Joe beats Chris Hero. And then the main event, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode get the cheap victory thanks to an interference from Petey Williams, and defeat the Cowboy, James Storm, and Kurt Angle. Now we're on our last week before we get to the pay-per-view, and put it at the end of the month, so there was as little show possible after it. Manic gets the upset victory over Devitt. We're going to be a lot of Xana promos with Bad Bones to try and push his character to the moon, essentially. A couple of usual victories there from Cheerleader Moss and Samoa Joe. The Guns defeat the Briscoes. The Guns are just so over in this, it's so hard not to use them. They're eventually going to get singles career, but more than that soon. John Morrison beat Nick Jackson. We then have EY and Petey Williams attack Kurt Angle before Kurt Angle has an interview, just being so frustrated. Austin Aries has a show slagging off the Cowboy James Storm before Chris Hero and Kevin Steen go at it again. It's probably in some sort of stipulation match to get the 5-star match quality and get the high rating. Our go home show saw Zack Ryder take on Roderick Strong in a 5-star match, which was bizarre. Delirious has a bit of confrontation with Ric Flair, which was a bit really weird in real life. Serena Deeb defeats Celeste Bonin. Celeste just isn't as good as the rest of our female competitors. Manic defeats Petey Williams. Another kind of fight between the Briscoes and the Guns. That usual Steen v Hero match. And then we have the Cowboy James Storm getting beat up by Aries and Roode before Kurt Angle makes the save, going in to, I think, is our pay-per-view. Yep. TNA Last Stand 1, and I will say this is one of the ones that had built up to be an awesome show. The match quality was great, the crowd loved it, but unfortunately every so often EWR does it where all your matches and segments somehow get a 10% rating less than what it should be getting, and it just happened to do this on my fucking biggest show of the year, didn't it? So instead of having a 90% overall rating show and everything being 90s, everything flopped to mid-70s and low 80s, and so we ended up with an 80% rating. I was so raging at the time that I just thought, I've had so much bad luck in this save, we'll just carry on and just need to deal with it. So the dark match was Zack Ryder defeating Roderick Strong again. We had Shad Gaspard defeat Jeff Hardy. Prince Devitt retained his title, as did Serena Deeb. Samoa Joe won a triple threat match for the television title against Cabana and John Morrison. The Guns won a triple threat ladder match for the tag titles against the Briscoes and the Young Bucks. Kevin Steen beat Chris Hero. Kurt Angle defeats Bobby Roode, and Austin Aries retains the title against James Storm. Our last show, in fact, sorry, I think the last got a show on Hogmanay as well. So just a lot of this was just interviews and angles to get everybody up. So you see interviews with Aries, Xana, the Hollywood Hotshots, the Young Bucks beating the Rise of the Fallen Sons, Samoa Joe beating Adam Cole, a Guns interview, James Storm getting a match against Prince Devitt to push him up, and then Kurt Angle, Kevin Steen, and as you can see we're building towards our next main event, which is Chris Hero and Austin Aries. In the last show of the year, interview with Xana, interview with Scott Dawson, 2 interviews there. You could see that was just get me to the new year. Before I show you the first show of the new year, obviously when you turn to 2015, you get your top 100 workers. We didn't get number 1. Number 1 went to Daniel Bryan, but we ended up with number 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. With CM Punk separating Chris Hero, Corey Graves, Kenny King, Zema Ion, Austin Aries, Nick Jackson, Kevin Steen and Kurt Angle. John Cena never made the top 100. The best thing about this is Corey Graves, Kenny King and Zema Ion are all in development. Only Zema Ion comes up this month, so basically the future is looking bright for TNA Wrestling. I've booked a couple of shows in January, so it's one of each actually, so I'll just quickly go through them as well. With the roster split now, obviously we can bring in a lot more wrestlers, so a lot more undercard stuff, and a lot more authority figures. Christy Hemi's over on this, Charisma's at 90 now, so she comes in as the new authority figure, as she's a non-wrestler. We debut Alexander Rusev. We then have an interview with Xana and Bones again, and then Shad's beating down Zack Ryder before Robbie E makes his return as a face to create the tag team, the Brozone. Chuck Taylor makes his debut, and he defeats the boy Creed with a stare down between Samoa Joe and Christy Hemme. A random filler match between Doug Williams and Akira Tozawa, that really never worked out. Samoa Joe beat Ty Dillinger. This was meant to be a squash match, but turned out to be really good. So I'm going to probably rename Ty Dillinger back to something Spears. I don't know if I'll go with Gavin Spears like his name actually is, but we'll work something out for him. Team Canada may get pushed as a tag team as they had a good match against the Briscoe brothers. We have an interview with Bobby Roode before Austin Aries defeats Chris Hero, just to see how much chemistry they've got in the main event. And that puts us on a Wipeout, where the Guns attack Cowboy and Jane Storm. We have finally brought back Dixie Carter. She's got decent charisma now, so she'll be able to at least be used. So she was in a wee kind of angle there with John Morrison. Manic defeats Shane Strickland. Strickland's got really good potential. We then have a turn angle for Serena Deeb against Melissa, Cheerleader Melissa. Basically, she's sick of Cheerleader Melissa doing such and such. Cheerleader Melissa opened and issued an open challenge, and Serena turned face by answering it. We then gave Johnny Gargano a chance, and he was against Gargano, sorry, I'm saying Gargano. And he was against IR Rotundo, so that got him over. And then we have Eva Marie distracting Jeff Hardy, and he gets hit by our new client, DJ Zema Ion, and his stats are phenomenal. If we can get Eva Marie to ride in the coattails of Zema Ion, she'll be massive, and he's going to be a future world champion with these stats, surely, if we can get the right gimmick for him. We then have a comedy tag match. Tyler Breeze and Ethan Carter III defeat Curryman and Frightmare. Roderick Strong, now getting pushed, beats Adam Cole. We then have the Briscoes win the tag titles against the Motor City Machine Guns. I know it's a quick change again, but the plans is to split the Guns, give them two of them a heel run as singles competitors so we can get more star power. And we finished off with Kurt Angle beating Kevin Steen. So you can see now our champion Serena Deeb's had it since the 23rd of November with 73 image. Television champion has been Samoa Joe. Cabana got a decent reign there, but it's now time for Joe to run with this title and just continue being dominant. You see the quick title change there back on the Briscoes. I did want to give the Guns a run, but when I split the rosters up I needed a bit more star power in each roster. So the Guns are going to suffer by losing the tag titles. And we'll just need to find more heel tag teams, probably again the Young Bucks, to feud with the Briscoes. And Prince Devitt's still the champion. El Generico's actually in rehab, so that's how they've not had any rematches, if anybody was wondering where Sami Zayn and El Generico's disappeared to. Apparently needs a gimmick change, so we may bring him back as a heel foreign star and make him lose the mask in a title mask match or something. Other things is, obviously, as I said, we've got a show on NBC. We're getting decent ratings. We're better on the, we've got the top two shows. We're beating Raw every week, both shows, so that's perfect. We've sent another TV show, promo tape out for another TV show, so hopefully we get a third one for more workers in the roster. Because you can see here, in my writing department, we still have all these people to debut, despite the fact that I have two shows and a split roster. Quick rundown, our top babyface is Kurt Angle, Chris Hero, James Storm, Sting and John Morrison. Sting's still injured. Austin Aries, Ric Flair, Kevin Steen, Samoa Joe and Alex Shelley are our top heels, so now you know why I want to split up the Guns. We should have people coming through, from the trainer camp in a couple of months, so that'll be interesting to see if we get anybody decent there. With Sting back in 3 months, Eddie Kingston's 11 months, and Eric Corvus is back in 2. Got a couple of people's contracts running out. I don't think I'm going to renew any of them. To be honest, none of them are actually getting used at the moment. There may be a future for Trauma 1, but that'll be in the long term. The industry is absolutely booming. We're at 94%, so for maybe another couple of months, the industry is going to be massive. Then it's going to start to wane, and some of the shows are going to take a massive hit. And it'll be really hard to get like 80 rated shows, because once this market is down, it is down. The only other thing I can really look at is merchandise sellers. James Storm and Curryman is our second top seller, which is weird. Then you get Kurt Angle, Cabana, somehow Sting, Jeff Hardy and John Morrison are selling the same amount of shirts as Aries, Roode and Lethal. And last but not least, 98 Public Image. The WWE are in 98 Public Image, so the two of us are tied at the top. This truly is the Monday Night Wars. So this is the end of this video, guys. The Monday Night Wars are just beginning. As always, if you want to, please like this video. If you're not already, hit that follow button. And if you are playing EWR, if you're in any sort of Monday Night War yourself, let me know, post in the comments section. And until next time, I shall catch you later on. Bye bye.